Hey everybody, it's Anthony Conklin here. Welcome to my Facebook live stream. It is Saturday night, and I am so excited to be here with all of you because I have a very interesting topic that I was talking to my brother about tonight. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Anthony Conklin. I'm a transformational and motivational speaker. I like to speak to audiences about rediscovering energy in your lives by connecting passion and purpose and building this bridge called Why. I'm also simulcasting here on Periscope, and I'm going to make sure that my Periscope stream is open. And I want to welcome all of you. If you're brand new to my live stream, please press a 1 in the chat box. Let me know that you're here. I'm also going to open up my Periscope just to make sure that all of my Periscope Perry peeps, as you call them, right? My Periscope friends are following me, or they're watching the stream live. And here we go. Hey Tom, how you doing? Welcome to the broadcast tonight. And I was talking to my brother tonight, and I was talking to him about just life in general. So for those of you that have not been following me or have just recently heard, my mom passed away back in April. And I think the passing of my mom, what it did was it brought us closer together. And we were having a conversation tonight just about what's going on. Hey, Anna Maria, how are you? So nice to see you here. And the one thing we started to talk about tonight was, and it really kind of struck me, was he's been married coming up on 34 years. He has 4 children. He's got an interesting life. It's very different from mine. But we were talking to each other tonight, and the one thing that stuck in my head that actually sparked me to create this live stream tonight is you only have one life to live. And sometimes people take that very lightly. And I'm here to tell you that you cannot take that lightly at all, because you really only have one life to live. You only get one chance at the plate. If you're a baseball player, or if you're a football player, a hockey player, you only get one chance to be in the pros. You only get one shot. You only get one chance to make a difference on this planet. Steve Jobs, he wanted to make a ding in the universe. Jesus wanted to change lives. You are here to change lives. You are here to make a difference in your life. And I want to remind you that your life is so critical, it's so important. And some people forget that. They forget why they're here. And that's what I do as a speaker, is I help you understand your passion and your purpose and really find out your why, like why you're here. I had a chance to speak to a couple of my Snapchat friends, and I'll leave them nameless for now because they're just so amazing. And I don't want to tell you who they are just right now, but they're just special people that I've been speaking with, and they've been giving me some input and some feedback on some of the things that they've been doing with their lives, and also some of the challenges that they face, because we all face challenges every day. And again, the one theme that is very powerful and strong is that you only have one life to live. Now, I want to get back to the story about my brother. Yeah, it makes my eyes dreamy. Thanks, David. I appreciate it. I have a nice LED light here. It's making me look. How do my eyes look, guys? Do I look too much? I'm only on my first glass of wine, by the way. It's my big boy glass. Got a big boy glass of wine here. My brother and I don't get along very well, but with the passing of my mom, we really started to become closer. And my brother's a man of very few words, and he said, "You know what, Anthony? You only have one life to live. Make it the best you can." And I said, I'm gonna use that tonight, Vinny. I'm gonna do a Facebook live stream. I'm gonna talk about one life to live. And the thing that rings in my ear, and the message that I want to talk to you about today is that what is it? Let me ask you a question. What are you doing to make a difference in other people's lives? What are you doing to make a difference in your life so you can be better for others? What's the one thing that you're doing that you're leaving an indelible impression on people's lives? What are you doing to build deep, intimate, and I use the word very specifically, what are you doing to build deep, intimate relationships with people? Hey, Lisa, how you doing? So nice to see you here. Thank you for joining. Because if you're not building deep, intimate, connected relationships with people, you're having what they call a transaction. And you're not really making a difference. It's sort of like I do, and then you do something for me, and then we do things for each other. And there isn't really any feeling of love or intimacy or connection or emotion that's behind it. So the one life to live thing is so important because when you wake up tomorrow morning, tomorrow is going to be another day. And right now, this will only be a memory. It'll be something that you look back on and say, hey, that's pretty profound. That's right. Choose carefully. You have to choose carefully, Lisa. I agree with you 100%. You have to choose carefully. When you build deep, intimate relationships with people, let me jump to that for a minute. When you build deep, intimate relationships with people, you have to know that what you're doing is you're sharing a part of yourself. You're being vulnerable. The only way you can build connected relationships, like really get to know people well, is to be vulnerable, is to show them your weak side. Not in a way so people can trample on you, but to show them that, hey, listen, I'm normal just like you are. We share some of the same things. And it's okay to show that part of yourself, because that's what exposes your authenticity. And a lot of people stay away from authenticity because they feel like, well, if I show that part of me, I'm gonna get judged for it. Hey, Trisha, thank you so much. Thank you, Trisha, very much for joining. I appreciate you very much for being here. So when my brother said to me tonight, you have one life to live, we were really thinking about, so what's our legacy now? Now that my mom's gone, it's just it's just me and my brother and my sister. And I want to share with you something personal that I've been thinking about for a very long time. Right, actually, being transparent. You have to be transparent. I've been having some challenges connecting with certain people in my life, and I'm trying to figure out a way to connect with them on an intimate level. And I'm finding that I'm having some difficulty with it. And I'm doing what I used to do, which is beat myself up. Like, what am I doing wrong? Why isn't this working right? Or how come this isn't happening right in my life? Is there something that I'm not doing? Is there something I'm missing? What is it that's not happening that's preventing me from building this deep, connected, intimate, personal, transparent relationship with these 3 or 4 people in my life? And the thing I realized is that maybe that person is not ready. Maybe that person isn't in a position to want to receive the type of intimacy and connection that I want to connect with them with. Or maybe I realize that person I'm trying to build that deep, connected relationship is no longer a part of my circle. I had a conversation with one of my very good Snapchat friends today about, she said to me, Anthony, I've changed so much in the past 12, thank you, Lisa. I've changed so much in the past 12 months of my life. And I said, you know what? I said, we're actually changing every single day. And we change more when we pay attention to it. And the thing is, we don't pay attention to it because we think it's just part of everyday life. Now, if you go back 12 months ago and you think about where you were 12 months ago, can you say that you're in a better place now than you were 12 months ago? I know I can. I know that I'm in a much better position in my life of who I am and what I am and what I prepare for in life. But I will tell you is that I try to learn something new every single day. Even if it's a small thing, I always try to say to myself, okay, what is it that I can learn today that's going to make me better for me, which makes me better for my partner, which makes me better for my children, which makes me better for my customers, which makes me better for my community, better for my family overall, better for anybody who comes into my life. I always want to find that one thing that makes me a better person. And sometimes it's hard to find that. So when you think about your one life to live, think about the one thing you can do every day to make yourself a better person. Tony Robbins says you have to create an emotion to make you have emotion to make changes in your life. Because when you learn things, right, if you don't learn them and have a certain emotion behind it, you're not going to be able to do all the things that you really need to do. That's absolutely right, the compound effect. For those of you who don't know, the book is called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. You should absolutely read that book. And I recommend everybody read that book because it talks about making little changes in your life. And when it does, it changes the trajectory of how your life goes. So I want to give you 3 strategies today to remind yourself that you only have one life to live, but you can make it the best life ever. The first thing you need is a strategy. So let's say you want to write a book. I have a friend of mine who's writing a book right now, and she's spending a lot of time writing different chapters. And I'm excited because I hope I get a chance to see her book first amongst other people. But what's her strategy? I don't know what her strategy is, but if your strategy to write a book is saying, I want to get a book done in the next 12 months, well, what are the things that you need to do to get that book published? Well, sometimes you don't know. There are millions of YouTube videos out there. There are thousands of free resources through Google to find out on how to get a book published in 12 months. Or you can look to someone else who's already published a book and say, listen, I'm in the process of publishing a book. Can you help me with my strategy and help me to be better to get that book published? Lisa says here in the chat box is it's challenging to really try to focus on intimate things in a daily basis when there's so many other things around you that grabs your attention? Well, let me address that, Lisa, because I think it's a great question. You have to remind yourself of what's important, because sometimes the important things take over for the critical things because we think we need to address that right away. When you go back to your value system on who you are and why you're here and what you need to do every day for your life, you get instant clarity. You get instant focus and instant clarity. Here's something to think of. When my mom was really sick, and I was in the middle of scheduling interviews, I was traveling, I was in California, I'm in the middle of writing new blogs, and those things are important, but my mom, spending time with my mom was the most critical thing I needed to do, and I'm so happy that I did that. So getting wrapped up in all the daily minutia of stuff, it's so easy to do that. What you have to do is you have to schedule yourself to say, I need to work on these critical things every day. And that comes down to writing in your journal and putting yourself on the hook. That's part of the strategy part of it, okay? So strategy is number one. Number two is you got to tell yourself a story. Now, if your story is, well, you know, I was already married before, I have so many kids, I don't have any kids, I'm too old, I'm too young, you know, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, my boobs are too big, my boobs are too small, you know, I'm being tongue-in-cheek here, guys, but you know, everyone's got an excuse about something in their life, and the problem is they don't realize that your story, you can use your story or your story can use you. You want to use your story to be a better person. So here's an example. Richard Branson is learning disabled and he's also dyslexic. But he doesn't walk around and say, you know, I'm learning disabled and I'm dyslexic, poor me. He turns around and says, well, I'm learning disabled, I'm dyslexic, and you know what? I just have to work a little bit harder to get to where I need to be. Now, admittingly, I'm learning disabled. I've had a learning disability all of my life. I never knew that until later on, until it was explained to me by my coach. I had a learning disability. That's why sometimes I mess up my words a little bit. That doesn't make me a bad person or a stupid person. I just have to work a little bit harder and have to be a little bit more focused to be able to accomplish certain things in my life. So when you tell yourself a story, use the story that empowers you to become that better person, to get yourself to rise up, to get to the next level. Because if you sit there and tell yourself the same old story, that same old story is going to keep you in the place where you don't really want to be. It keeps you in a place of disempowerment. It disables you, and what it does, it cages you in your life from growing forward, from moving forward. So think about that. So the first is your strategy. Have a strategy. Look to people who have already been successful and that are willing to share it with you. I can tell you this, the successful people I've met in my life, the major, massively successful people I've met in my life have been all about helping and guiding. Yes, that's true. Richard Branson is learning disabled and he's dyslexic, and he just used it to his advantage. You know, look at Les Brown. Les Brown was labeled, I think he used the term mentally retarded, and he was told he would never accomplish anything. I mean, think about all the people that have failed in their lives. Let me digress for a minute. Think about Walt Disney. Walt Disney said that he was fired from his first job, saying he was not creative and he would never accomplish anything in life. He had no imagination, and look where he is today. Well, look what he accomplished and his business accomplished. Thomas Edison took him 10,000 tries, okay, to accomplish what he accomplished. The Wright brothers, it took them 300 times to get the airplane to successfully fly. Richard Branson, I mean, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles. I mean, all these people weren't born with silver spoon in their mouth. They weren't part of the Lucky Sperm Club, as Tony Robbins says. So they became successful because they had an empowering story. You know, yeah, Damon John as well. I don't know his story, Tricia, very well, but I will definitely look into it. So again, the first thing you need to do, the very first thing you do is have a strategy. Second thing you need to do is you need to tell yourself a better story. So what is your story that you're telling yourself? Are you just newly married? Are you just newly divorced? Did you just get a new job? Did you get fired from a new job? Do you run a business and you don't have enough gigs to pay your bills or to put your kids through school? I mean, you can continue to tell yourself that bullshit story, because the thing that's preventing you from accomplishing your goals is the story you keep telling yourself as to why you can't accomplish those goals. And you need to tell yourself a better story, okay? So strategy and telling yourself a better story. And number three is you take massive, decisive action every single day. Now, that's the biggest thing that people get tripped over. You think of all these professional speakers. You have John Maxwell, you have Tony Robbins, you have Simon Sinek, you have all these major speakers, okay? Again, they weren't part of the Lucky Sperm Club either. They just knew that they had to focus on what they needed to do to get to that next level. The only way, and Lisa, I know you're in the luxury home business, okay? So a suggestion I would give for you is if you want to be, right, right, yes I am, or I am, or I've accomplished, or I have, or I own, or I've done, or I've amassed. You have to think in those terms. So if you're in the real estate business, you have to know that every home you have is the best home on the planet. It's an amazing home. It's a great home. It's the best home. Let me give you a little tip. Donald Trump, okay, and this is not a political discussion. Donald Trump is probably one of the best Twitter users on the planet. And if you trend and look at what words Donald Trump uses other than huge, he uses amazing, great. I'm going to show you guys something because I think this is really important to share this with you. So I'm going to digress for a second because this I think is going to give you something to think about when you start changing your mindset, okay, and taking massive action. There was a study that was done where Donald Trump, if I can just find the snap here, Donald Trump actually used these amazing words, okay? 76% of Donald Trump's tweets all use exclamation points, okay? And these are some of them that he used, okay? So he used things like America, enjoy. I know it's backwards, but look at those words. And here are the words that trend. These are the most positive words that you should use, and this is coming from Donald Trump. Use the word, I want you to write this down, guys. This is important, okay? Please write this down. If you take away anything from this live stream, write this down. Here's what I want you to do. When you're posting or when you're tweeting or when you're writing about your business, let's say you're in the DJ business, and I have friends of mine who are in the DJ business, or if you're in the real estate business, or if you're in the diamond business, I have friends of mine who are in the jewelry business. I want you to use these words whenever you post. Okay, I'm giving you free advice here, and I want you to write it down. The first word I want you to write down is great. So if you're in the real estate business, this house is a great opportunity. It's in a great neighborhood. It has great potential. Number 2, new. This is brand new just for you. It gives you a new opportunity to XYZ. Okay, so for my friends who are in the DJ business, we have the newest ideas and mixes to make sure that your audience has the most amazing time of their life, okay? Number 3, big. This is a big step for you, but it's going to give you big results, big rewards, okay? Number 4, amazing. Write down the word amazing. This is an amazing place. This is an amazing neighborhood. This is an amazing DJ. He makes the most amazing mixes. He leaves your party with the most amazing positive feelings on the planet. I know my friend Anthony Mangini just joined, who's a great DJ. Make sure you follow him, Anthony Mangini. He's an amazing DJ. He's out of Florida, but he's a hometown New Yorker, and you got to make sure you follow him. He's one of the best DJs on the planet. I've had the fortunate opportunity to work with him many times, and he's a great DJ, so make sure you follow him, okay? The next one should be good, then nice, and then wonderful. So guys, write down these words. Please write these down. Here's your $1 million idea, guys. If you've given me 20 minutes of your time, here's your $1 million idea. Whenever you speak to somebody, whenever you write an email to somebody, whenever you write a post about something, whenever you Facebook Live, whenever you engage in conversation, write these words down. Great, new, big, amazing, good, nice, wonderful, special, smart, fantastic, interesting, incredible, proud, powerful, life-changing. Those are the things you have to think about. You have to think on that level. So when I talk about the one life you have to make it all of those words every single day. Every single day. Anthony, I'm so sorry for your loss. And I'm saying it publicly because I love you like a brother. I'm so sorry for your loss. And I'm so happy that you're here, by the way. And I hope that you can walk away with a little smile and some good feelings when you walk away from this live stream. So I wanted to personally send my condolences to you and your family and your loss of your dad. So I want you people, listen to me. I want you to understand this, okay? You got one life. Make it fun, make it powerful. Here are the words. Make it great. Make it new. Make it exciting. Make it big, amazing. Make it nice. Make it wonderful. Make it special. Okay? These are the things that you need to do on a very different basis. Okay? Yeah, you have to think on that. John, if you're thinking that you're always questioning yourself, you're never going to get out of the story that you keep telling. You're welcome, Anthony. You're very welcome. You're never going to get out of the story. Listen, we don't make changes in our life until we have life-changing experiences. Death, dying, divorce, loss of a job, loss of a spouse, loss of a child, loss of investments, okay? And when those things happen, you're either inspired to become better or you're depressed to stay in your story. Look at all the things that happen in your life that inspire you to be better. My mom's passing inspired me to be appreciative every single day, because I'm never going to be 41 again. I'm never going to be 50 again. I'm never going to be 26 again. I'm never going to be 46 again. I'm going to be what I am right now, and I'm going to maximize every single moment. And the thing is, we take those for granted because most of us are comfortable in our space because we don't want to be bothered. We want to sit in our own shit. That's all we want to do. I'm always here for you, Anthony. 24/7, 365, my friend. I'm always a call away. And if I need to fly to Florida to come see you, I'll come see you, buddy. I'm always there for you. I'm always there for you. You know, and please send condolences to my friend Anthony Mangini. He just lost his dad and he lost his father-in-law. So he's going through a tough time. But we're all here to remind you, Anthony, that you're here and you have a job to do, and your job is to continue his legacy by talking about him. That's the most important thing. Hi, Janine. How are you? Thank you for joining. So welcome everybody to my live stream. My name is Anthony Conklin. I'm also known as Anthony Ace. I'm a DJ, MC, speaker, and I help people make small changes in their lives to make them better. Love you back, buddy. Love you back. And I'm here. I do it through helping people understand their passion, their purpose, and building this bridge called why. You have one life to live. Now, if you're going through a challenge in your life and you want to share a thought or an idea, please press 1 in the box over here on Facebook Live. And if you'd like me to address it, I have more. I would love to spend some time with you guys and give you some thoughts on how to get out of your rut. I know one of my Snapchat friends today got a lead and she followed up on it. And all of a sudden the person said, don't contact me ever again. Yeah. And you know what? You're going to get pissed off. And as a DJ and as an MC, okay, I got a call for a gig to be an MC. It was paying like, I don't know, more than $10,000. I presented all my credentials. I met with them, ready to sign the contract. And then they called me back and said, you know what? We found somebody else. And I said, but I spent all this time and all this effort. And you know what? It doesn't matter. What I did, here's what I did. What did I just learn from that? What can I learn to make me better, to have that not happen again, or to lessen the likelihood of that happening again? So tell yourself a better story, okay? So going back, and I'm John, I definitely want to answer your question. So please, if you could put your question in the chat box, I'll be more than happy to address it here. Once again, everybody, welcome to my Facebook live stream. We're talking about you only have one life to live and you have to make it the best, okay? For those of you that are turning 50 in the next 1 or 2 years, or maybe 3 years, or even 4 years, remember that 50th birthday is only going to be one time, just like your 40th was, okay? Just like your 35th was. How many remember your 25th birthday, right? I remember mine. I remember my 30th birthday. I was surprised. I'll never forget it. It was a lot of fun. But it's only going to come once. And you got to make it fun, make it exciting, make it memorable. So I'm so appreciative for all of you being here tonight. So I know that some of you had some questions, and thank you for sending me personal text messages as well. I am so glad that you're here. I'm also going to check my my Snapchat friends here. You guys can also find me on Snapchat at Anthony J. Conklin as well. You can find me on Blab at Anthony J. Conklin. Oh, cool. I'm happy to hear that, Lisa. I'm very happy. Okay. All right. I got my Snapchat friends here. So I'm going to let me say a little something here on Snapchat. Hey, Snapchat friends, welcome to my Facebook Live, and I'm going to show you that we're over here broadcasting live on Facebook. So come over and check us out. We're talking about you have one life to live, and you got to make it fun. You got to make it exciting. Tell you that, I think. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh, thank you, John. John, you humble me. Thank you. I'm blessed. Yeah, you have to. You have to. Unleash the limitless. Yeah, unleash the limitless minds of millions. That's good, and you have to do that every day. The one thing I learned too, John, just to share some color on that, I found as a speaker that if I'm not living what I'm preaching, that I'm a hypocrite, and I'll just be this way: I'm a fucking hypocrite, and you don't want to be a hypocrite. I've met so many people in my life, in the entertainment business, in the DJ business, in the club business, in the financial services business, in the sales and business development business. They gave me all kinds of advice and all kinds of thoughts on what to do to make my life better. And you know what? None of them were doing what they say. Here's an example. That's like taking advice from taking advice from somebody on how to lose weight, and they struggle with weight themselves, right? That's like taking advice from someone on how to be healthy and fit, and they don't work out. That's like taking advice from somebody on how to invest in the stock market, and they've never done it before. That's like speaking to somebody who's been in the real estate. That's like trying to get real estate advice or luxury home advice from someone who's never done it. How about speaking to someone who's done it? How about speaking to somebody who's an expert in their field? How about speaking to somebody who's going to not only answer your questions, but give you all the answers you need to make an informed decision? That's what you have to do. You got to surround yourself with people like that. When you have one life to live, you have one chance. Okay? I'm a big baseball fanatic, and I know some of you here are also baseball fanatics. Is that you get one chance to swing at the plate. You really do. Let me go and address some of the questions here. A lot of them preach positivity, collaboration, right? And yes, and that's true, John. And the thing is that with the advent of live streaming and tweets, people get in a situation where they say, well, I could do this. This is so easy. I could do it whenever I want. I could just throw some bullshit up on the screen and do that. There are people who say, listen, if you invest in my course and you pay 3 payments of $49.99, you too can have a 6-figure income. And it's all bullshit. Okay? It takes a lot of hard work. I'll come back to that. So Anthony says, how can I get rid of this sorrow feeling? I'm being strong for my kids. What can I do for me? My dad lived, okay. Anthony, you can't get rid of a bad feeling. You have to just let it all in. And sometimes you have to let it work its course. The one thing that I found when my mom passed, and I'm still going through it in my life, you're going to go through different stages of mourning. And what you have to do is, being sad is really a representation of how much we miss that person in the physical world, because we can't talk to them on the phone. We can't invite them over for dinner. We can't have a cup of coffee with them. We can't have an espresso or a glass of wine with them. And when you think about it, right, and I know this is not going to sound the way you want to hear it, but I just want to say it for factual, is that it's a little selfish of us because we're selfish people. Like I didn't want my mom to die. I didn't want to let her go. But you know what? She was very sick. And I knew that me coaxing her to hang on, to stay here, was being very, very selfish. So I would say the sorrow that you feel, Anthony, is not something you're going to get rid of. Over time, you're going to find a way to accept what happened, but you're going to find a new way of looking at your dad and say, you know what? I'm grateful for the time that I had. I'm blessed for the opportunity that he was here, and I'm going to miss him so much. But all I can tell you is what I did with my mom. You know what? I don't have to text my mom anymore. I don't have to leave her a voicemail anymore. I don't have to get in a car and go drive and go see her anymore. Because you know what? I can close my eyes, and I can say a prayer, and my mom instantly is always there. Remember like the Nextel phone used to bleep and get instant connection? That's what I got with my mom. Do I miss her? I miss her so much. And that sorrow feeling is always going to be there. But out of the sorrow, Anthony, is going to grow appreciation and gratitude. And it's going to be like a new part of your strength in life. Maybe your dad passing was a message And I can't tell you what that is. Maybe that message is for you to, now it's time for, maybe your dad was here for such a long period of time and it was time for him to go. And now you being a dad, now it's your job to take over the helm and to be the leader and to be the person that people go to. Because from what you're telling me is, everyone went to your dad. Now it's time for everyone to go to you, Anthony. Now it's your turn to take up the helm and your turn to take up that leadership role. It does, and it's going to hurt for a while. It hurts because we miss them, because we're very emotional people. Okay, there are times I cry instantly when I think about my mom. I rush with tears. But the thing is that it's going to take time, and you're going to go through some anger, right, of course, and that even makes it more painful because you miss seeing them, you miss being with them, you miss having breakfast or lunch or dinner with them. But there are things that we can explain and things that we can't explain. And I don't know if your dad was sick or not, but I think from your post you said he left unexpectedly. But there's a reason, Anthony. There's a reason. You gotta look at it from a little bit of a different perspective and say, my dad's not here because his job is finished. His job is over. He came here into this life for a very specific reason. And now his time is up. He got called to go home. And it's a hard thing to deal with, but you're going to realize as time goes on that that's going to happen to you. You're going to get called to go home. So now your job, right? Yes. Okay. But now he's not sick anymore, Anthony. He's not sick anymore. He's in the best place that anybody could ever be. He's in the best place anybody could ever imagine. He's not sick. He doesn't need to be taken care of. Now he's got to do what he needs to do to take care of you by allowing you to step into his shoes. I mean, that's the best advice I can give you, knowing what you've shared with me. And Anthony, I'm more than happy to speak with you one-on-one on the phone or over text. I'm more than happy to do that. I'd love to do that. But I think the thing that you might want to think about to give you a little solace, Anthony, is that be thankful and appreciative and grateful that you had them all these years. The friends of mine who didn't have those parents for so long. My mom was only 71, okay? She wasn't in her 80s or 90s, but my mom was 71. And it's really tough. Don't think for 1 minute that he's not right now with your mom. Probably looking down and saying, you know what? Now we can do what we need to do to help our son. Because they can do better things and more things for you up there than they can here. And that just takes thinking about it a little bit differently. But I'm absolutely 1,000% here for you. Just text me or let me know. I'm here to listen to you, buddy. I'm definitely here to listen to you. Hey, Greg, thanks for joining. Hey, Janine, how you doing? Hope you're doing great. Right. I'm just reading Janine's posting here. Janine went through some challenging stuff as well. I know Janine's brother. Janine's brother works with me, and it's a tough thing. It's a really difficult thing. So the thing I want to remind everybody is that of all the challenges that you face in your life, they're all learning lessons. Oh, well, you're welcome, Anthony. I'm glad that you were here, and I'm happy that you were able to join here tonight. Oh, no, thank you. Thank you for being you and being my friend. I appreciate you. So when you think about the life that you have, the one life that you have to live, remember that you have to live it every single day, almost as if it's last. My fiance and I talk, and we talked today, and the one thing that she mentioned that kind of jolts me a little bit is, she goes, Anthony, we don't know how long we have. We don't know how long we're going to be here for. And so you have to live each day as, not if it's necessarily as your last, but as if you get a chance. You've been given blessed. You've been blessed, right? To still be here to make changes in people's lives. My job, Anthony, let me just go back to you one more second, Anthony. Your job is to be the best example for your wife and your family right now. You are now being seen as the example, because right now everybody needs strength, and the strength's going to come to you. And you can have your weak and sad moments when you're alone, but now everyone's going to look to you to be that rock, and you're going to be that rock. You will. You're going to find strength. Okay, and when every tragic situation happens, or when every sad situation happens, there's always something positive that comes out of it. Through every major storm, every volcano, every earthquake, things get reborn. things are rediscovered and something's new. You will. You're not trying, Anthony. You're doing. Don't say you're trying, because you are doing. Because I see it. I feel it. I see it in your posts, in your pictures. I see it in you. So don't ever question yourself. I think you're doing an amazing, amazing job. You really are. Yeah, Lisa, I'm really glad you had a chance to meet with some of these people. Hey, Matt Crane's in the house. One of the best in the game. Thank you, Matt. Hey, make sure you're following Matt Crane. I am Matt Crane. He's got an amazing show called Power of Greatness. I'm happy to say I'll be a part of his show coming up on June 2nd, so make sure you check it out. So you have one life to live. And remember that you need to live it every single day to the max. Every time I end my broadcast, I always say, live your life to the max. And I mean that in a sense of you really need to live it to the max. And sometimes it's not going to feel like the max. But when you put a little effort into it, or you put that passion, you put that excitement into what you do, you're really doing it to the max. So whether you're a DJ in the clubs or DJ on the radio, or you're doing luxury real estate, or if you're in the financial investment business, or whether you're an I am Matt Crane, who is an amazing speaker and motivator, no matter what you do, if you put that one little edge, that one little extra step into it to take yourself to the next level, you will accomplish such amazing things in your life. Not just greatness, but what I call true fulfillment. Because at the end of the day, when you put your head down on your pillow at night, you want to be fulfilled. Happiness comes from being fulfilled, whether it be in your relationship with your spouse, relationship with your kids, relationship with your customers, relationship with with God. You have to know that you are doing all the things that you need to do to be the best person you can be, so you can be the best for others. Remember, you have one life to live, everybody. One life. Live it every day to the max. Make a change. Make a change for you so you can make a change for others. Because your job in life is to live your passion, walk in your purpose, so you can be in your life and be in your why. I'm so happy that you guys are here. Thank you so much for being here. For the 10 or 15 people that came to the room, thank you so very much for being here. I hope that all of you have an amazing weekend, and thank a veteran or thank somebody who's currently serving. Let them know that you appreciate them, because Memorial Day isn't just about barbecues and beers. It's all about celebrating life and thanking our veterans and thanking our armed services for keeping us safe every single day. Listen, guys, again, my name is Anthony Conklin. I am a motivational speaker, transformational speaker. I'm a keynote. I spent 25 years in corporate America. I've been in the entertainment DJ business for 27 years, and I still love it to every day. I still love it every single day. So whether I was on the radio working for KTU, or I was in the clubs working with great DJs like Anthony Mangini, or working fundraisers for the New York Yankees and working with the New York Knicks and having the blessed opportunity to work with Richard Gere, the actor, I want you to know that I love what I do, and I'm blessed to be able to share my story with you. But I'll be more blessed if you can share your story with others. Remember, you have greatness within you. You live your life to the max every single day, guys. You can find me at anthonyjconklin.com. Sign up and get all my updates and my recent blog posts. And if you'd like me to come speak to your sales team, your baseball team, your organization, your association, please reach out. We can set up a nice 15-minute conversation. Let me know what you're trying to accomplish. I'd love to come speak with you. For those of you that live in the state of Texas, I'm going to be in San Antonio in 2 weeks. I'll be speaking at the Solar Power Southwest Conference in San Antonio. So if anybody's in the area, they want to get together, have a cup of coffee or have a meal, please let me know. It's all on me, of course. And I hope you guys have a fantastic evening and a great weekend. I love you so very, very much. And I'll see you soon.